Welcome back to Klinga Games. Today is week 2 of the QBA Drafts League season. So, if you did not watch my recent Little Cup video, I'm going to go ahead and put a card here for you to check it out. But the person running the Draft League has stepped down, and so I've inherited the Draft League. And we've made it to a week 2, so that's a win in my eyes. So today, the Cincinnati Crowbats are facing off against the Irish Ivies. So I'm going to go ahead and connect to the internet and put in a code, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Alright, so he has Mudsdale, Sableye, Togedemaru, Cinderace, Dragapult, and Tapu Fini. So I think we go ahead and we go with the Glastrier, the Indeedee, the Alakazam, and the Raikou in the back. So the one that scares me the most is the Cinderace leading the Glastrier, but Glastrier should still be able to do some pretty big damage even if Cinderace leads and maxes. He did not bring his Unburdened Pokemon, which is huge for us. So we'll see how this goes. So what's he starting with? And I'm starting with Glass Indeed. Alright. Oh crap, I don't think I gave Glastrier candies. That's not good. Oh well. Oh well. I don't think I saw that it was on a balloon, so I'm just going to go ahead and max Quake into that slot and follow me. Alright. So here comes my Horsey, who unfortunately is not candied. Huge oversight by me, but we'll live through it next game. Alright, so we got the Follow Me going. And they're not maxing their Cinderace, which is interesting. Nuzzle, okay, as expected. Paralyze the Indeedee. Assurance. Oh, that's a really nice strategy. That's really cool. I didn't think about that. All right. Okay. So then we got our Chilling Neigh bonus, which is nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and bring out, I think, the Raikou now. I think we want to keep Alakazam in the back. And he can clean up with Expanding Force, assuming the game doesn't go too long. Okay, so let's just go ahead and Hailstorm. And I think we want to go ahead and Scald the Cinderace slot. So withdrew the Cinderace, interesting. Tapu Fini, okay. So that gets rid of our, okay, so we will not have the Psychic Drain at the end. That's good to know. So they're maxing the Mudsdale. Okay, so nice Scald here into the Tapu Fini, which does absolutely nothing. So they're going to knock out my Raikou, which isn't great. But let's see how much this +1 Icicle Crash does into Mudsdale. That's gonna be the real decider here. And that's a KO. That's huge. Okay. Alright, so that gets us up to +2. Alright, so at +2, we're very threatening. I didn't see what it did. I think it calm minded though. Oh no, it switched in. It didn't do anything. Yeah, that's right. No wonder I didn't see what it did. Okay. So then we're just going to max Quake. Let's go ahead and Steel Spike into the Tapu Fini. And I think we want to just go ahead and Expanding Force into Cinderace. I don't think it's carrying Sucker Punch if it's also if it's carrying Insurance. Okay, let's see how much this does. Not enough. Okay, but they're expecting me to target into the Cinderace, so this is actually a pretty good turn for us. So, Icy Wind. Interesting. Very interesting. Tapu Fini with Icy Wind. Gives away my White Herb strategy. Alright, well, let's Steel Spike into Tapu, which does not get the KO, unfortunately. Okay. Well, our defense is up, so that's good. And we get a nice KO with the Hail. Okay, so this should be game 1 done. I love my Ice Horse. I can't believe I forgot to candy it. That's so bad. Okay, so let's just go ahead and Icicle Spear into the Cinderace slot, and it doesn't matter what we do, but we're locked in, so let's just Expanding Force. Oh, and it comes down first. Ooh, that's not great. So I think I might change it up this time. I might go with my my Moltres. Okay. Do I want to go with that? I got a little bit of time here, so let's think about it. So if I go Moltres, I can do the Nasty Plot strategy, and then try to just run through, which I might do. I think I'm going to go with that route this time. So let's see how this goes. So let's shoot him a good luck, have fun, and let's get game 2 started. That last one scared me a little bit, but he didn't max the Cinderace. That's what saved us last time. If he would have maxed Cinderace, I don't think we really had an answer for it. So it was nice that we could target around it with Glastrier and get that Mudsdale out of there before we could do a whole lot of damage in max. The scary thing about Glastrier is that that Grim Neigh boost, or the Chilling Neigh boost, that every time it gets a KO, its attack increases, which can really snowball games like that one there. Alright, let's do this. Dragapult and Cinderace. Okay. Alright. I don't know if he expected me to change it up, but here we are. So let's go Nasty Plot, and let's go Follow Me. I should be able to live a single attack from both of these Pokemon. That's the important thing here. But beyond that, I'm not sure about Moltres' staying ability this match. Okay, so bringing out the Tapu Fini early. They really like to get rid of my Psychic Terrain, which I think is a good move by them. So we got Follow Me. Ooh, and a Light Screen. Interesting. So they're going pretty passive this time. I might go with a second Nasty Plot here. Or, no, probably better to just max. Let's see how much damage this does. So we're at +2. They have a Light Screen, which is 1.5 times special defense, basically. We're at +2. So we're at double special attack. Alright, so they're not going to max. Is that a support Dragapult then? That's really interesting if it is. They may have seen my Glastrier and thought maybe Breaking Swipes would be the better use for Dragapult this match. Who knows? Luckily, Moltres is candied. Glastrier didn't have to take a hit last time, but Moltres can take some hits because it's candied. And Reflect. Interesting. Very interesting start. So Helping Hand, Airstream does not get the KO, but it does a whole lot of damage and increases their speed. And what does Tapu Fini do? Calm Mind. Okay. And it is leftovers on the Tapu Fini. I didn't find any of their items last game, which is kind of disappointing. So let's go ahead and do another Helping Hand. Airstream, I think. Yeah, let's just go Helping Hand Airstream again. Very passive game so far. Protect, that's really smart. Okay, so what is the Dragapult going to do? It's still faster than us, which is interesting. Just some chip damage, not really anything at all. Okay, but the good thing here is that even if we waste our max getting rid of Tapu Fini, then we're still in a position to use it to its full ability after max, because we're going to be at +3 speed, and their screens are not going to last forever. So after this, we'll be very, very fast, and we can just spam Fiery Wraths. So Moltres doesn't snowball quite like Glastrier does, but Moltres can get some pretty good damage going pretty quick. I was hoping to bring in Crobat after Indeedee went down and Tailwind, but we really don't need that Tailwind support anymore, so Crobat's kind of useless right now. Had to bring the mascot pretty in the first 2 weeks, I think. I think that's important. Okay. This Tapu Fini gets the double protect. Wow. Wow. Alright, so we just wasted our max doing that. And not really doing a whole lot with it. But we are at +3 speed, which is pretty big. Will-O-Wisp on the Moltres. Why? I'm actually curious why. Okay, well. So let's go ahead and just Fiery Wrath Let's go ahead and switch out into Crobat. I want to get the Psychic Terrain back on the field so that Alakazam can sweep at the end. So they're in quite a predicament here because now Dragapult's in serious danger. Unless it's Focus Sash, which would be interesting. So there's my Crobat. Oh, they're maxing Tapu Fini. That's interesting. Okay. Huh, do we take a +1? I don't know if we do. That's not good. I think they outplayed us this turn. That passive start actually really helped them. Yeah, because then there goes Moltres, I assume. I don't think Moltres takes this. It might. It does! Oh man, Moltres, I love you. Okay, and we get the... Alright, so we are looking pretty good now. So Weakness Policy and Berserk. So that's huge. Okay, Moltres has some serious staying power. So Dragapult goes down to Hail. Okay, so they've got their leftovers going. And there goes the Mist. Okay, I wish I would have brought some weather on Crobat now. Does Togedemaru get Fake Out? I think it does. So let's go ahead and just protect this turn. Let's go ahead and just Tailwind. Oh, Nuzzle. I should have just attacked. Oh well. Okay. So go ahead and bring Indeedee out. Get that Psychic Surge back on the field. And let's go ahead and Expanding Force. And Hurricane into the... Yeah, let's go in the Togedemaru slot. Very long game this time. Let's see if we can get the confusion on him. Yes, we do get the confusion. Alright, let's see if they can attack through it. Oh man, that's huge. Okay. Alright. Smacks Geyser into who? Into the Crobat. Do we take that? We do not. Okay. So I think if we're going to go with the Moltres lead again, we want to get 2 nasty plots off. That's what I'm learning. And also I don't think Togedemaru has Fake Out. Okay. But now we're in a pretty good position. So now I think we can just double expanding force all the way through. Alakazam gets expanding force. Oh wow. That does not KO Togedemaru. Togedemaru is bulkier than I thought it would be. Okay. So that's a problem. But indeed he gets expanding force off, so. Alright, so Tapu faints. And light screen wears off. So now we're basically in a situation where do we get through paralysis? Ah, no, we did not. Let's see what Indeedee can do here. How much damage you do, Indeedee? Not enough, and they're going to get Dark type. So we're going to lose this one. And we can't do anything to them now. So that's unfortunate. Alright. And we're not going to do anything because that's the only attacking move we have. Okay. Okay. Alright. So a bit of a rough game there. We both kind of played passively, but his team was kind of built to play passively, where my team was not. So, we're going to change that up in the next turn, or the next round. Alright. So, let's go, Crobats. Let's do something. Let's make something happen. Something positive, hopefully. Alright. So, let's think about this. Let's think about what they are going to do. So I don't think Dragapult is really offensive. So what do we want to do here? So the Moltres lead's good, but it's passive. But the Glastrier lead is better, but we don't have candies on it. So I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with the Moltres one again. But I think I'm gonna have Glastrier in the back. I think that's gonna be a change that we make this time. So Crobat didn't really do a whole lot for us. It got the confusion, but that's very, very luck-based, and I don't see that happening again. So we're going to hope that we have a more offensive attack in the back with Glastrier. So Togedemaru Cinderace. Okay. So the same lead as before. I think we go ahead and nasty plot and follow me. Let's hope that we get a good turn here. Alright, so they got the paralysis. They're going to go for Pyro Ball, non-insurance. Assurance, interesting. So they do have Pyro Ball. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to max. And we are going to... No, we're not going to max. We're just going to go ahead and Fiery Wrath. And follow me. And hopefully we get through the paralysis. It's a 1/4 chance, I think. 1/4 or 1/3. So we have the odds to get through it. Let's see what happens here. So they're going to max. Who are they maxing? Cinderace? Alright. Crap! So they're going to get by with... So they're 2 for 2 on paralysis turns right now. That's not great for us. And they're going to Airstream into who? Into Indeedee. So let's just hope that they're not 3 for 3 on paralysis turns, because you hate to lose that way. You hate to lose with RNG. And we do get it off. And we do take out the Togedemaru, so that's good. That crit definitely did not matter, because we're at +4 right now. Alright. So let's go ahead and bring out Alakazam here. They might bring out their... No, they do not bring out. Okay, so that's good. Okay. Doesn't matter, we're in Psychic Terrain, so let's target the Cinderace. Alright. So we're in a decent spot here. Alright. So I think this should be able to take out Cinderace if they don't max guard. I think it should do like 60% in Psychic Terrain without screens. I hope they might switch in the Tapu Fini, but I'm not sure. Yeah, they do switch in Tapu Fini. Crap. Okay. Alright, well there goes my Alakazam. I don't think this does enough damage now without Misty Terrain. Or without Psychic Terrain, now that it is Misty Terrain. Let's see, and no, it's not quite enough. Okay, so who are they targeting? They're probably targeting the Alakazam here. I would think they would have to be. And that's a KO. Yep. Alright. Also drops Moltres special defense, which isn't great. Do we get through the paralysis? We do. Okay, so there goes Cinderace at the very least. Okay. So now it's a 2-2. Unfortunately, Moltres is paralyzed, but we do have Glastrier in the back. And they have Mudsdale. So I think we're in a better position than they are right now. So we're going to max our Glastrier. We're going to Steel Spike into Tapu Fini. The damage output here will be the deciding factor, I think. How much damage does Glastrier do into Tapu Fini? Oh, man. It's a shame about the paralysis turn 1. That could have been very different. if we got the, or turn 2, if we weren't paralyzed on NDD, we'd be in an amazing position right now. Alright. So let's max the Glastrier without any candies. And let's hope it does enough here. Luckily, the Mudsdale will not be able to max, and we were able to take it out with +1. So even without any boosts, we should be able to take down the Mudsdale without any issue. So they lower Moltres' speed. Is that going to be enough to... Ooh, are they abusing my White Herb? So that's going to give Moltres the Berserk boost if we get through Flinch and Paralysis, which would be huge. We do. Oh my god, that's huge. How much does this do? Not as much as I was expecting. Wow. Oh, their stamina. That's not good. Alright, let's see how much Glastrier does here. Not quite enough, but pretty solid damage nonetheless. Okay. So I think we do here is we protect the Moltres. Let's go ahead and Hailstorm into Mudsdale. Alright, I completely lost track of my kills. We record the kills for the league, and I've completely lost track, so I'm going to have to rewatch this video to go through them. But this has been a really fun match. Oh man, I'm sweating here. This is coming down to the wire. Alright, so Moltres does get through Paralysis for the Protect. That's big. Okay, Muddy Water. Moltres protects itself. How much is this doing to Glastrier? Not a whole lot. Body Press into Moltres. Alright, we're looking good. Alright, Hailstorm comes through. Gets the KO on the Mudsdale. It's big. Alright. No point keeping track now. I'll just go back to the video. I don't think that crit mattered. I will I'll do the calcs later, but I don't think that crit really mattered there. And that gives us the attack boost, which should be able to give us the range to knock out Tapu Fini even with Protect. Very interesting they brought the stamina there. If I would have brought my Intimidate Tauros, we could have done some real damage into them. Alright, so let's go ahead and just Steel Spike into the Tapu Fini. And the good thing about them using Muddy Water is they might get a accuracy drop here, but it doesn't really matter because I'm carrying Smart Strike as my Steel type move, not Heavy Slam. So even if I would get an accuracy drop, Smart Strike never misses, so I would still be in a good position. And that was a amazing match. So I'm thrilled. That really could have come down either way. That was a lot of fun. This league has been really great so far. Oh man. Whew. Oh, that was very, very fun. I'm really glad we picked up Glastrier. It saved me. And I need to candy it next week because that really would have helped a lot. It still didn't really matter. Glastrier never really took too much damage this whole set, but it was interesting. I'm really happy I got it. I had just enough points to pick it up. I was amazed that no one had taken it. I reformatted the master tier list when I took over the league to kind of show what is and what isn't taken a little more clearly. And Glastrier was in our list of top tier Pokemon, and it was the only one in that tier not taken, so I immediately grabbed it. Which is a little unfair because I was the one reformatting the list, but I don't think anyone else could have afforded it. So it pays to draft bad Pokemon in the your first time through. So really, really good game to the Irish Ivies. They played amazing. Cinderace scared me so much. That Togedemaru is the biggest pain in my whatever. And I'm just happy we got out of this one with a win. Really, really fun. Really good game. I'm going to go ahead and hop off and then record my team breakdown. I'm going to go over my draft league team for week 2, just to show what I was running, and kind of go over a quick idea of why I picked each one. Just really great game by my opponent. I was really not prepared for some of the stuff he brought. We've been messaging a little bit on Discord, and he didn't seem like he was expecting a lot of stuff I brought either. Week 2, you still don't really have a great idea of what your opponent runs. And most of us don't post our videos on here on YouTube, so I'm at a bit of a disadvantage compared to some of the other players, but I think I played really well. Had to rely on luck at the end there with Moltres being paralyzed. Of course, he had to rely on luck too, paralyzing my Pokemon. So we kind of played the RNG game a little bit, and luckily I had enough at the end to pull it out and get the win. So the first Pokemon I brought is Black Flame the Moltres with Weakness Policy. It is a mix of bulk, speed, and special attack, which you could see by the Hailstorm surviving that against Feeney. That bulk really helped out. Its only ability is Berserk, so of course I ran that. We ran Protect, Fiery Wrath, Air Slash, and Nasty Plot. This is just my typical Moltres set. It's really good weakness policy user because it is really bulky, and it can set up its own Nasty Plot, so even if the opponent isn't willing to target it, it's not completely passive, it can still set itself up. Which you can see there at the end. It was a little disappointing with the damage-wise. Tapu Fini kind of hard walls it though, so there wasn't a whole lot we could do there. But I think overall it did pretty well. It wasn't the best Pokemon on the team. That honor belongs to either Indeedee or Glastrier by a good margin. Those two carried the game for us. And Moltres has the Rank Master ribbon on it. Next up is Indeedee, or Nurse as I call her. She is not showing up on the stat sheets because she keeps dying and not getting any kills. I think she got 2 kills this game though. But she is the MVP of this team. So much my team is relying on her taking a hit turn 1. And she's just been amazing at it. So max HP, same one as last week, Psychic Surge. Protect, same exact moveset, Protect, Expanding Force, Helping Hand, Follow Me. She got to do a little bit more offensively and a little bit more support with Follow Me and Helping Hand. She's got the Tower Master ribbon, and yeah, she's just amazing support. I'm really happy I picked her. The next up is the newcomer. I forgot to announce this. I did my first trade of the season. I traded Greedent for Glastrier. I really love Greedent. It's one of my favorite Pokemon to use, but Glastrier is just better than it all around. Glastrier is a monster stat-wise. It's also really good under Trick Room, so I'm really happy to have Glastrier on the team. We have a points cap in the league. I was pretty far away from ours, and Glastrier was the last top-tier Pokemon available. No one else had picked it. I was kind of surprised about that, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger. Made the trade, and Glastrier paid off immediately week 2. We ran White Herb on it so that Moltres could run Weakness Policy. Normally you run Weakness Policy on Glastrier. Max HP, max attack with 1 extra point in special defense, minus speed, and we got 0 IVs in speed. Unfortunately, I mentioned this in battle, I did not give it candies, so it was not. It did not have double HP. It had 1.5 HP, which doesn't seem like a whole lot. I mean, you're still getting a big boost to HP, but that could have really come back to bite us, and I'm really happy it didn't. I'm really happy we kept it away from Cinderace attacks, and we were able to get it set up so it could do the damage it needed to. We ran Protect, Icicle Spear, High Horsepower, and Smart Strike. Normally, you would see Glastrier run Icicle Crash and Heavy Slam for its Ice and Steel type moves. I changed them up because Tapu Fini, it can run Muddy Water, which is its most popular move, which can lower the accuracy. So Icicle Crash already doesn't have great accuracy, and Heavy Slam doesn't work against Dynamax Pokemon. So I figured to play it safe, I ran Icicle Spear, which it can do 2 to 5 hits at 25 power. So it is comparable to Icicle Crash, but it's got better accuracy. And then Smart Strike never misses. So it would have been, if we had our accuracy lowered and we were not maxed, it would have been a big improvement for us. I do not have any ribbons on this one, unfortunately. But the original trainer is Bugster. I haven't mentioned this yet, but I did an all-bug playthrough of Sword and Shield. And I chose Glastrier during that playthrough. I am planning on, once the Draft League is over, kind of writing up a script and recording that and editing the video to post that as a video. So if you're interested in that, stick around. That'll be at the end of the season. I've got a couple ideas for what I want to do at the end of the season, but that's just a quick preview. The fourth Pokemon was Four-Wing the Crobat, which did not get a big chance to shine. It really only did one thing, and that was confuse Togedemaru, which could have been huge, but we unfortunately did not get the winning end of that battle. But it had Tailwind, Protect, Taunt, and Hurricane. Tailwind is just overall amazing support, gives everyone a speed boost. Taunt, my plan was if he was leading Tapu Fini a lot, I would have led Crobat and used Taunt to prevent Calm Minds, and then Tailwind to support my team. I gave it Hurricane. It's its strongest flying type move, and it has a chance to confuse. It's not great accuracy though, so it was kind of a coin toss there. I went ahead and went with it, and it did pay off in this game. We did get the hit, and we got the confuse on the only time we used it. So Crobat did something. It didn't get a KO. Unfortunately, it didn't win us the game because of a bad play the next turn by me. But yeah, really good Pokemon, and I just didn't play it to the best of its ability in this game. So I'm hoping to use Crobat more and more throughout the season. Unfortunately, we played two teams where Crobat was not going to be the fastest thing, and the opponent could have knocked it out turn one. Coming up, Crobat should be the fastest Pokemon between both teams, and I should be able to use it more for support. So I'm really excited to use that, and we'll have to see how it goes in the future. Next up is Raikou. This was supposed to be my Tapu Fini counter. Max speed, max HP, with Protect, Eerie Impulse, Thunderbolt, and Scald. My thought process was that if Tapu Fini was setting up a bunch of Calm Minds, I could Eerie Impulse it, and even though it would still stay bulky on the special defense side, its special attack would get lowered, so we could do some serious damage to it, and it would not be able to do any damage to us. Didn't really get a chance to do it. Raikou was only out for one turn, scalded the Tapu Fini when it switched in, which did absolutely nothing, and then got KO'd, but I've got a couple ideas for how to use Raikou in the future. Just like Crobat, unfortunately it gets outsped a lot by my first two opponents, but coming up it should be a lot faster in comparison, and I should be able to use it for some serious improvements and some serious support options for my team. So I'm really excited to use it. It's one of my favorite Pokemon, so I'm really excited to use Raikou this season. The last Pokemon is Spoons the Alakazam. Same as last week, Choice Scarf. I switched it from Timid to Modest just to do some extra damage. Same max guard, Dynamaxed, Expanding Force, Dazzling Gleam, Foul Play, and Trick. Foul Play was going to be if they targeted their own Dragapult to give it a weakness policy boost. Foul Play just one-hit KOs it, unlike Metagross, where last week it did most of the damage, but we had to play around it. If they would have done that, if they would have Shadow Sneaked themselves, Foul Play would have been a one-hit KO against Dragapult. So I was kind of playing towards Dragapult being their max option, and they went with a 100% support Dragapult. So I kind of struggled on that, but we played through it, we got around it. And the other thing we ran into was, I don't know why I didn't think about this earlier, was that Tapu Fini gets rid of Psychic Terrain. So I was kind of planning on expanding, forcing them to death, just Indeedee Alakazam at the end, just throwing out Expanding Force, hitting both Pokemon and wearing them down. But Tapu Fini comes in and gets rid of my Psychic Terrain, so that was just a big oversight by me. Really hit me turn one, or not turn one, really hit me game one. But I'm really happy that we were able to turn around. I was able to play around it and get the attacks that I needed to get the win. So that was the team from week 2. Really excited about week 3. I'm going to do a quick rundown of my opponent's team. I'm going to do a bit different format this time. So I'm going to go ahead and start up on that. So next week we have the New York Nihilego. They have a very interesting team. I think they won their first week. Let me go ahead and check that real quick. Yeah, they did win their first week against the same opponent that I just played, the Irish Ivies. So it'll be a really interesting third battle. They have some Pokemon that could give me a lot of issues. So once again, I'll be playing around that. To start with, they have Heatran. Heatran is a major issue to Glastrier, Steel, and Fire. It does a really good job of walling it, unless I have a ground type move. But even if I do have a ground type move, it can run a Shuka Berry or it can run an Air Balloon to kind of shut that down. Heatran is it's an amazing Pokemon. I never really liked the design of it, but in terms of competitive play, it's an amazing Pokemon. It has been since it got started. The second Pokemon they have is Kartana, which is Grass Steel, which once again is not a great matchup for Glastrier. It also does pretty well against Moltres. It is weaker to special defensive attacks, but it can run an Assault Vest to counteract that. But it has an amazing attack stat, and it has the ability Beast Boost, which increases its highest attack. But with Kartana, it's always going to be attack, so it increases its attack every time it gets a KO, just like Glastrier does. Then they have Nihilego, which if you've seen my videos, you know that Nihilego is an amazing sweeper. It's got incredible special defense and special attack and speed, but it has horrible defense. So unlike the first two, Nihilego should hopefully be a sitting duck for Glastrier if we want to bring it, and if we get some redirection support on it. The next Pokemon is Octillery, which I think they drafted just so that they can have a low cost Pokemon to manage some of their higher cost picks that they have. But it does have Water Spout, which can be very, very dangerous, and Octillery actually has amazing coverage as well. So I'll have to see what moves it can run, but it can be very, very dangerous. Next up is they have Riolu, which is has a very niche strategy of Prankster coaching. So Prankster makes your status moves have a priority of 1, and coaching increases the attack and defense of the partner Pokemon. Unlike a lot of support moves, coaching cannot be redirected away. So having Indeedee will not protect us from coaching Riolu, which can just spam that and we will not be able to do anything about it. Next Pokemon I have is Suicune. Suicune I've actually been wanting to use for a while. It's one of the legendary beasts, just like Raikou. Suicune is the bulkiest of the 3. It's actually really, really bulky in general, and it gets Tailwind. All 3 of the legendary beasts have the hidden ability Inner Focus, which prevents flinching. So Inner Focus combined with Suicune's bulk kind of makes it a guaranteed Tailwind, just like Crobat can be. So that should be a very interesting matchup where we both will basically have an unstoppable Tailwind. So it'll be a matter of who is going to bring that support Pokemon and who thinks that they need the Tailwind the most to win. Terrakion is the Pokemon I'm most worried about. Terrakion is one of the Swords of Justice. I used it on one of my VGC teams. If you have not seen it, I'll put a card up at the top. Terrakion has great speed at 108 and also has amazing attack at 129. And it is probably going to be the prime target for Riolu's coaching. And then also, looking down the list a little bit, Whimsicott gets a move called Beat Up, which is a multi-hitting move that is Dark type. It hits 1 time for every healthy Pokemon in your party. Terrakion has the ability Justified, which increases its attack 1 stage every time it's hit by a Dark type move. So if we cannot redirect the Beat Up, if we're too scared to bring in Indeedee for whatever reason, then Terrakion can get to +4 attack and just kind of destroy teams without there ever being a contest. So that is something that we're going to have to really, really worry about. We're going to have to really play around Whimsicott and Terrakion, and we're going to have to kind of stop that strategy right away, or it will just run away. They'll just run away with the game. Directly below that is going to be another support Pokemon we're going to have to worry about is Togekiss. Togekiss is one of the few Pokemon, just like Indeedee, who gets Follow Me. Togekiss is a little faster. It's a little bit more offensive than Indeedee is, but it does not get the Psychic Terrain like Indeedee does, and it also is flying. So even if we set up Psychic Terrain, Togekiss will not receive the protection from priority moves. So even though Togekiss is a very good support Pokemon, I don't think it's at the level that Indeedee is in terms of pure support. But there is the chance that they can run an offensive set. Togekiss gets an ability called Super Luck, which doubles the chance of critical hits. So one of the popular strategies is to give a scope lens on top of that, which also increases the rate of critical hits. So those two stacked on top of each other gives Togekiss a 50% chance to crit. So that is something we're going to have to worry about, because Togekiss critting our team is going to be a good way to lose that match very quickly. The third to last Pokemon I have is Uxie, which is, I say this a lot, but it's one of my favorite Pokemon. It's my favorite of the Lake Trio from Sinnoh. It's very, very defensive, and it's surprisingly fast. It does get Taunt, and it does get Imprison and Trick Room. So we don't really run Trick Room, but if we wanted to, we would have to watch out for Uxie. It also gets Foul Play, which could be very dangerous, as you've seen me use with Alakazam. The next Pokemon they have is Whimsicott, which, going along with Suicune, is a great Tailwind setter. So Crobat is a great Tailwind setter because of its base speed. Whimsicott has an amazing base speed, but it also has Prankster. So it is also one of those Pokemon that's almost guaranteed to get a Tailwind up. The only real way to stop that is to fake it out or have a faster Taunt user, which with its 116 base speed is very, very difficult to do. But Whimsicott is going to scare us a lot because it can do beat up with Terrakion. So getting Whimsicott is going to be one of our top priorities this week, or next week. The last Pokemon is Zapdos from Kanto, which is the electric flying, as opposed to the Galarian form, which is fighting flying. Zapdos is just an amazing Pokemon. It has been since day one. It's one of the consistently amazing Pokemon year to year, generation to generation. Just great special attack, great bulk, great typing. It's going to be very, very interesting to play against it. They have not brought it yet, so I'm not sure what they do with it. Actually, I'm not sure what they do with any other Pokemon, because they're one of the people that don't record their matches. So I have no idea what they do. I don't know what strategy they use. Based on their kills, I'm assuming they go with the beat-up strategy with Terrakion. So that is going to be something interesting to see. I want to see what they do with their Week 2 match. And hopefully we can come up with a strategy to counter all these monsters that they have on their team. Thank you for watching Cincinnati Crobats Week 2 in the QBA. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It was very, very stressful towards the end. We're off to a good start this season, but we want to keep that focus. We don't want to fall apart towards the end. We do have bye weeks in the playoffs, so we do have something to fight for and to keep fighting to try and get one of those top 2 spots. And we also just want to win games because that's the way Pokemon's played. So thank you for watching. I'm going to keep posting videos every week for the QBA. We made it to Week 2, which is further than we made with the Monotype. So I'm going to keep trying to manage the league as best I can. Make sure everyone stays, dedicated to the teams. Make sure they enjoy playing in the league as much as I possibly can. And hopefully we can finish up the season and hopefully look forward to future seasons. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. As I mentioned earlier, I'm planning on doing some not really challenge videos, or I guess you could call them challenge videos. I did a bug playthrough of Shield, and I'm trying to work and do some Nuzlocke as well. I've never done Nuzlocke before. I tried one in Ruby and failed. I don't know if I'm going to post that video yet, but I am working on knocking out some Nuzlocke, and that could be some future videos I post. So if you're interested in Nuzlocke, interested in Draft League, interested in VGC, please consider subscribing. Thank you.